Hi, we are at SOUKYA outside Bangalore at Whitefield. I have with me Dr. Rekha here. She's an Ayurvedic specialist. She's been with SOUKYA for the last 15 years. Before we started this conversation, this interview, she told me that it has been her lifetime passion to be an Ayurvedic doctor because her family has been a strong advocate and a proponent of Ayurveda. And though they were not doctors before, she's the first doctor, I suppose,
In my family.
in your family. And she's been here for 15 years now, right? Soukya 15 years. Tell us a little bit about your own journey into Soukya, and we'll come to Soukya in a bit.
Right.
And then we'll talk about Ayurveda particularly.
Okay.
And then finally we'll finish off with
Sure.
Soukya.
Well, from childhood, I've been, we have been into Ayurveda, and whatever, if any small ailments comes, we have been doing some home remedies. And we are into Ayurvedic medicines, and we've never opted any of the allopathic medicines as such. So that was a passion from childhood that I had to study Ayurveda, and I had an opportunity to learn, and that's how I'm here. And also, I'm married into a full of Ayurvedic doctors family.
Lovely.
So it helped me in my profession too. So that's how I'm here. For practicing for the past 25 years and in Soukya for the past 15 years.
Lovely. Doctor, we'll talk a little bit about how Ayurveda works.
Yes.
Most of us, at some point in life, at least in India, have had some experience with Ayurveda, at least starting with Chyawanprash, maybe.
Yes.
Can we call Chyawanprash part of Ayurveda? It's okay?
Yes, it's a part of Ayurveda,
Okay.
definitely.
So, though it is a very commonly available,
Yes.
nutrition, what do you call that? It's a supplement?
It's a lehium.
It's a lehium supplement. Okay. Tell us about Ayurveda, how from the top down, because there is a lot of confusion about where Ayurveda started from, whether it came from the north to south or whether it came from south to north. I'm not sure about it. Tell us a little history about it, and then we'll go into how it works.
Yes. There is no discrimination as such whether it originated in south or north, but it is in India where
Yeah.
it is, and it is one among the Vedas. It's very old.
Okay.
It started, it's a branch of Atharva Veda where it originated, and then it carried on. It was not as a descriptive before. Later on, Charaka, Sushruta, the ancestors, the great Ayurvedic practitioners, they started, into all these things, and then it was written as a manuscript was written. It was earlier from mouth to mouth it was going on, and through the insight they got all these things.
From where? Inside from?
Insight through the mind. It is the perception what they get it. Okay, they see a particular medicine, they feel a plant, this is useful in
Wow.
this thing, and that's how it started.
So when did it get codified actually in a proper way?
Well, we say around 2000 years.
Wow. So this is
More
probably...
than 2000, 3000 years it is there.
So this could be probably the oldest continuously practiced medical system in the world.
Exactly.
Is it the most popular alternative? We call it alternative. We'll come to that later.
Yes.
But for want of better word, we use the word alternative. But actually, it is an part of an integrated medical system. But for the time being, we'll call it alternative. It is the most popular alternative medical.
Yes, compared to any other thing, yes, Ayurveda has been quite more popular when you consider a Siddha medicine or a naturopathy or whatever it is. This is more prevalent because it is there from age old, and everyone knows about the household remedies and whatever it is.
So tell me something. When you talk about Ayurveda, give me the how the structure works. So before that, maybe after that, you can also tell us about what kind of an ailments Ayurveda ideally suits. And there is a common notion that Ayurveda takes more time to heal or cure. But start with the structure of Ayurveda itself, how the system works. We know about the Kapha, Pitta and all that stuff.
Basically, Ayurveda fundamental is Ayu is life, and Veda is knowledge. So the knowledge of life, it is a lifestyle practice. Ayurveda was started as a lifestyle practice. It is swastasya swastya rakshanam and aturasya roganat. That means we have to preserve the health in a healthy individual and then treat the disease. If we have a proper health, we may not end up in a disease phase. So that's what it believes. So we need to correct our diet, the lifestyle, which helps us to maintain the health rather than curing aspect. So prevention is...
Sorry to interrupt you here, because what I find why I was smiling when you're saying that was because Today, it is a very common thing to say that preventive healthcare is better than going for a cure later.
Yes.
But ironically, the oldest system that is existing and coming out of India
Exactly.
started from preventive, and we are all the way.
It's spiraling again. The old thoughts are always obviously in COVID. Just I'm off the topic, but yes, even
Yes.
the COVID time also, the pandemic time also, we understood the importance of social
immunity.
distancing,
Yeah,
immunity, and all those
absolutely.
things. So that is the main purpose of life. We need a health.
So before I interrupted you about this, you were talking about how it started and preventive. Go ahead, please. The structure of Ayurveda.
So prevention. So Ayurveda says a daily regime. So day to day, what we need to practice, and the seasonal regimes, and the three, the ahara, nidra, the sleep, the food. All these are the basic pillars of Ayurveda. When we follow that, we will attain a proper health. So, and also fundamentals of Ayurveda are the doshas, three doshas. They are the Vata, Pitta, Kapha. Everyone knows about it. Vata is, the air component, as generally people say, or Pitta is a fire, or the earth factor is the Kapha. But all said and done, every individual is a combination of these three. Some may have a dominance of another. So it will be influenced by our eating habits, by our lifestyle, by our sleep, exercise pattern, the thought processes. If there is a stress factor, then these doshas are disturbed.
So doshas got nothing to do with the genetics.
Yes, genetics is a different factor as such. Doshas is these are the three basic constituents.
So what I'm asking you is, dosha is something which I create by my lifestyle.
No. Doshas are the prakriti. It is a prakriti.
Natural state of.
Natural prakriti is what we have, and we are a combination of this prakriti.
Okay.
Vikriti happens when we are not following our diet lifestyle.
Okay.
That is when a particular dosha aggravates.
Understood.
When there is an aggravation, body will try to adjust it. But there is a limit or a threshold for a body when it cannot adjust, and that is when it manifests as itself as a symptom or a disease.
Okay.
So we are treating to try and bring it into balance rather than.
So is it right to say the dosha is at the very core of Ayurveda?
Yes, doshas, dhatu. Sharira is made up of doshas, dhatus, and all the functions of the body. So dhatus are the seven important things in the body. We have the muscles, the blood, the new nerves, the bone marrow, essence. So a combination of all these things is.
So what is kosha then? This layers of.
Layers. Koshas are, there are different levels. They are into the mental aspect. This is the physical aspect, what you're telling. The koshas are the annamaya kosha. That is the sharira or the physical body. Then the pranamaya or the vital force. Annamaya, pranamaya, manomaya, vijnanamaya and anandamaya. That is the bliss. Those are the different levels or the levels of understanding.
It's part of Ayurveda, is it?
Yes, it's also a part of Ayurveda, but it is mainly dealt in yoga aspects.
Okay. So what next? For example, now you explained about how dosha works, how these koshas also work.
Yes.
Now tell us about, we were talking to other naturopathy doctors, acupuncture and Dr. Mathai for homeopathy.
Yes.
The common thing we asked all of them was that there are chronic diseases, there are acute diseases.
Yes.
Where does Ayurveda is best used?
Definitely, for chronic lifestyle disorders, Ayurveda
is the
best because it is a preventive care. But in case if there is an acute emergency, we have a drawback in that because we do not have anesthesia or anything. So we definitely have to rely on allopathic system of medicine.
So that is exactly why SOUKYA also makes so much sense, because you bring a multidisciplinary approach to this whole.
All under one roof.
One roof. So you don't say something is alien, non-India, so therefore it is weak or bad. You take the strength of everything and put them and pack them together.
What is best in all individual is taken into account.
In fact, one of your colleagues was saying that we are now using even acupuncture for anesthesia.
Yes.
Which is kind of takes care of that missing link also talking about.
Probably we need to do a little more advancement
Research.
in that level, wherein we can utilize that if required.
Can you, without, obviously I'm not expecting to give names, but can you talk about some of your real cases where Ayurveda made a huge difference? Patients who came here, if you can be as specific as possible, this so-and-so ailment, so-and-so thing tried all over the world, didn't work, and then finally landed in SOUKYA here.
Well, I could say a 75-year-old who had a back issue. There was a disc bulge and radiating pain on the legs and this thing, tingling numbness, and even to walk for few steps, it was quite difficult.
Painful.
Very painful. Almost almost coming on a wheelchair kind of a thing.
Alright.
Where obviously the Western system of medicine would have advised them a surgery or anything. But given the age and everything, it is difficult to go in for a surgery. So we took it up, and then she stayed for a few weeks here, and we did all our therapies, whatever is required, the Panchakarma therapies, whatever is possible for us to do in her condition. And then finally, she was definitely, at the end of the treatment session, she was able to walk better, the tingling numbness reduced, the pain scale. We also assess, because we are an NABH accredited hospital, we assess the pain scale before, middle, and later, so that we have a documented.
So she showed improvement in pain management.
Definitely. She was able to walk better without any support.
Good
Sleep pattern, anxiety level reduced, because, what am I going to do if I'm not able to walk because I'm already aging? All those factors counts when this is one of the cases. Right?
Okay. Thank you, Dr. Rekha.